Kia ora. Today's satellite image shows us this large low-pressure system drifting down towards us from the tropics. Now, as we step into the next few days, we do have a period of quite active weather. And one thing that will be important to note, that it is both the heavy rain, so we start to see these bands drift down, as well as strong winds. So this is a two-pronged weather event, and both rain and wind will be something important as we step into the next few days. So we've currently got some watches and warnings, starting with heavy rain up north in Northland, an orange warning in place, and further south, a couple of rain watches. Similarly, for the wind, some strong wind warnings up at the top of the North Island, and elsewhere some wind watches. And so we'll have a look at some of those details now. Starting with the rain up in Northland is where we see that system first arriving during Wednesday in the morning, continuing into Thursday, and we could see rainfall numbers of about 120 to about 180 millimeters. It is still early stages, and over the next few days we will be reviewing and updating these warnings and watches, so do definitely keep an eye on the forecast with regards to that. Further south, Auckland into Thursday and overnight into Friday, that rain reaches there and extends towards Coromandel and the Bay of Plenty. And as I mentioned, this system will continue to drift downwards, so other areas may be added in the coming days, such as the rest of Bay of Plenty, as well as Tairāwhiti Gisborne. But more information about that is available on metservice.com. So now looking at the winds, we are expecting the strongest of those winds in Northland. At this point, we could be seeing in exposed areas gusts of about 120 to 140 kilometers per hour. Now, for context, these wind speeds, especially winds from the northeasterly to easterly direction, we haven't seen these kinds of speeds in quite a long time. So currently, that combination of rain, very strong winds from an unusual direction could make things like trees a bit more prone to damage and other structures in the area. So this is more of an early heads up. If you are in these areas, even if you're not there now but are planning to travel to these areas, do be aware that this is a very strong wind event, and those wind speeds are unusually high. If you are in those areas, do maybe over the next couple of days take some time to secure those structures outside, tie down those trampolines. This is the time to get prepared. Then extending down towards the rest of the North Island, we've got some strong wind watches in place. Similarly, if you are in those areas, take the time now to take those extra preparatory steps before the weather system arrives. So up in Northland, it starts on Wednesday, picking up into the evening and extending down towards Auckland. And then these watch areas Wednesday night, Waikato, as well as Waitomo, and down towards central New Zealand and out towards Taranaki. So those are some timings, but as I mentioned, they will be reviewed and updated as the day goes on. Now heading down towards the South Island, that western part of the South Island into Bulla, we're expecting quite strong easterly winds. Again, doesn't happen all that often, especially wind speeds of this magnitude. So definitely taking some time to prepare for those strong winds. So we've touched on some of the potential impacts from this weather system, and just a reminder that strong winds can cause damage to things like trees and power lines, and of course that's where we start seeing things like power outages, for example, and any unsecured structures, as well as hazardous driving conditions. And of course, we're entering into a time of a lot of travel, school holidays, the long Easter break. So as you're planning your travel over the next few days, definitely factor in this weather system as travel disruptions are possible. Well, more information is available on metservice.com, but that's all from me for now.